Following our discussion with yesterday about balancing these parts of the brain, sometimes we're going to get into a position where the back brain is taking control and we're going to feel compelled to do something. Now, that something doesn't necessarily or always have to be act out sexually or act out in the addiction or act out in anger against our family members. One of the things that we can do, going back to some of Maurice Harker's theories and ideas, is that we need to kind of position ourselves and focus that the actual thing attacking us, the actual thing hurting us, and that we need to survive and respond and react against is the addiction. That we need to kind of focus our minds that the addiction is an attack against us. It's an attack against our relationships, our families, our peace, and our lifestyle. The future goals we want to accomplish are being attacked by these temptations, by these cravings. And to when this back brain starts to get activated, that we utilize that energy, that negative or that kind of adrenaline rush, whatever that is, to kind of focus it into a more protective stance. That we're going to push against whatever is tempting us. The idea that reminds me of Joseph in the Bible, when Potiphar's wife is inviting him and trying to seduce him, he runs. Right? He doesn't just kind of hear hug, kind of engage in that back and forth conversation of like, no, this isn't right, and kind of allowing some of that more sexual energy to kind of take over. He left. He ran for his life, and at first it didn't work out for him, but then in the end it did. So the same for us is, do we need to kind of shut our computer down and have that intensity to kind of sear into our brains a new response. I once learned that kind of this idea of repetition is important. So when you're practicing your responses to this of, I'm going to close it, I'm going to call somebody, I'm going to reach out, that's great. Repeat that, repeat that, repeat that. Repeating that with intensity, with that attacking mentality, with this no, right? That intensity will sear in this response more quickly and make it more powerful. Just like any trauma or learning, when there's a big emotional impact with the lesson, it sticks with us longer. And I think you can kind of think back on some of the lessons you've learned or some of the big pivotal moments in your life that it came with those two things, which is why an addiction can be so powerful, because it comes with a high emotional experience with an action. And so doing the same thing, we're going to attack the addiction. We're going to use that intensity to train our brain into something else. Reviewing and practicing those fire drills again and again, but with that intensity of, I am not doing this. That intensity of, I am going to move forward. That determination that you need to overcome, and the discipline or the determination to build that discipline comes from this emotional part of our brain. So we need this back brain again, but we can use that back brain, that intensity, that emotion, to relearn and to reestablish new neural networks that help us overcome an addiction, that help us overcome bad behavior. Think about this. How can you activate that emotional intensity to attack this addiction and use that while you're practicing, not just going through it like, okay, and just doing the same old, do it, but with the intensity of, I'm protecting my family, I'm protecting my future goals, I'm protecting myself and who I want to be with every time that I practice this drill, that I drill it into place so that it becomes commonplace. And then in the moment when you start to feel that way, the instinct will shift into, I need to run, I need to shut, I need to call, I need to push against this addiction and be better for it.